Well, hello there. Another nature walk. It's Old Man Kelley here. I'm about 5 miles from the Wisconsin border on the Des Plaines River Trail. Walking away from Wisconsin. Just getting a little exercise, seeing what I can see. The minute I got on there, I saw a big heron sitting in the middle of this pond on this hill. And the minute I started filming, of course, he gets up and flies away. It's odd. Herons are the biggest birds I think we have here in northern Illinois, and they're also the most scared birds. Any hint of, it's odd with these birds. If you keep walking, they're fine. The minute you stop walking, they freak and panic and run away. So anyway, I got my coffee, got my camera, got my bug spray, and I'm going to do a little walking. I'll be back with you in a minute. So, no real wildlife to speak of so far. I did see a beaver crossing the Des Plaines River, but by the time I got the camera out and tried to find it, and the viewfinder, it had got to the shore and climbed up, so I missed that. Besides the normal, blackbirds who always seem to have an attitude, and, sparrows, robins, the usual birds, nothing to be excited over. Right now I'm at one of my favorite places, this lake here. I'm not even sure the name of it because I can go off the main trail here and it gets a lot quieter. A lot of bikes out today, a lot of joggers. A dog that scared me half to death. But besides that, everything's going good. Alright, I'm back at the Heron place, Heron Lake, Heron Point, whatever you want to call it. No wildlife here. I came from the opposite direction this time because I came up from the north rather than from the south. About 2.5 miles, 3 miles, something like that. I just got here. The pond is still covered with algae. Nancy, I still don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it has started to rain out. When I left, it was bright, sunny, and hot, and now it's raining, so I'm going to start heading back to the car. Maybe I'll see some wildlife within my walk, my 3-mile walk back, and hopefully it doesn't rain too hard. A guy on a bike just went by me, and I swear he looked just like Dee Snider from Twisted Sister. If Dee Snider, tied his long hair back into a ponytail, he had the same basic face. But I tend to doubt Dee Snider would be riding a bike through the woods in Lake County, Illinois. Maybe, you never know, but I doubt it. That's a tour group I just saw walk by. I've never seen that before. There was a lady with a blue polo shirt with Lake County Forest Preserve tag on it and a name tag with a clipboard, and she has a bunch of people following her and she's explaining what they're seeing. I've been walking these woods for years. Never seen a tour group before. Pretty weird. So I'm almost back to the car, got about another 1/4 mile before I get back in and drive home. And I'm sorry I didn't have a lot of nature to show you today. Just one of those days. Usually I get something good, at least one animal. Not so much today. But I thought I'd share with you a story that happened to me at work a couple days ago. And I was reminded of the story by that tour group we saw. You see, that tour group was, well, shall we say, people of the elderly type. Most of them seem older than me, and I'm pretty old. But you see, the other day at work, we all went out to lunch together for somebody's birthday. And there's a new girl in a department. Now, most of us in our department, we're the art department, most of us are my age, around my age, some a little older, some a little younger. We're all getting up there in years. We've got a great department. She's new. She's been there for about a year, and she's probably, you know, in her mid-20s or something. So somehow the conversation got into the fact that somebody read an article about how more and more kids, as they reach their young adult years, aren't looking to be on their own. They're just happy to stay at home. And a few people said, yeah, my son's in his 20s and he still lives at home and whatnot. And I said, well, yeah, I got a daughter who's 30 and she still lives at home. And suddenly this younger person loudly says, you've got a daughter who's 30 years old? How old are you? And of course the table laughed. And I took it as a compliment, but then a friend of mine sitting a couple seats down from me turns and goes, and Jeff, isn't she your youngest child? So, you know, yeah, I'm getting old, but it's good to know that some people don't think I look old, even though I got all this gray in my hair, so what the heck. So ran into some Canadian geese along the path there, and normally I don't film Canadian geese because there's so many of them around this area, but the pure fact that they were with their babies, I thought I'd get a little footage of that. The funny part was they were like in the path when I was walking up, and at first I didn't notice. I thought it was just two adults sitting there, but as I got closer I realized they were with their babies. So I stopped because if you've ever been around a Canadian goose when there's babies around, they can go crazy. They'll squawk and peck at you and everything. And so I waited until they moved off and got into the water. Then I walked over, and they seemed to just be off the shore a little bit from me and not mind the fact that I was taking their picture with the camera, which was pretty cool. Usually once they get in the water, they take off and get as far away from me as possible. So at least we got a little nature footage, that and the chipmunk I managed to get. You know, nothing special when it comes to nature, but it's something. Well, I'm almost back to the car now. Thank you for taking this walk with me. I'll be back soon with another video. I'm going to do one from home today too. And we'll talk to you later. This is Old Man Kelley. Bye-bye.